We want to get to Alice Gaynor. She was in the courtroom throughout this arraignment, and Alice is now joining us now. What did you hear? What was said? Tell us everything you know, Alice.
So the arraignment started promptly at noon and it ended around 12:18, so just under 20 minutes. When we walked into the courtroom, Mayor Adams was already sitting at the defense table with his one attorney, that's attorney Alex Spiro. He did not have any other members of his legal team there with him, and then of course sitting in front of them were prosecutors with the Southern District of New York. This was not a full courtroom, which was kind of surprising. In the first row, sitting behind the defense table, was his security team. We did not notice any, friends, family, or any of his aides in there. It was mostly journalists and other attorneys who work in the building. So the judge came in, the judge summarized the charges against Mayor Adams, referred to him as either the mayor or the defendant, which he is. He's treated just like any other defendant who comes through the courthouse here at 500 Pearl. We did hear him speak a few times. He said good afternoon to the judge. She asked, if he understood his rights after she read him his rights. He said, yes, I do, Your Honor. After she summarized the charges in the indictment, asked if he wanted to waive a public reading of the indictment. He said, yes, Your Honor. And then came the plea. He entered it himself. He said, quote, I am not guilty, Your Honor. That came in around 12:10. Again, the arraignment lasted until about 12:18. He was escorted out by U.S. Marshals. We all had to wait in the courtroom until he left. He was going to another floor to take care of some other things before he walks out of the courthouse here. I'm sure behind me you can see all of the cameras gathered here. He did get to leave early because obviously there's a security concern. He is the mayor here of New York City. Some conditions of his bail, because he was released on his own signature. They are going to be working out who in fact he can have conversations with, either in his family or with his staff. They don't want him talking to certain people who are named in this indictment. The defense said there's at least one key witness they're aware of, so they're waiting for a list from prosecutors to see who he can speak with and about what. He cannot talk about the case, obviously, with any of his other staff members. I'm just checking my notes here to make sure I covered everything. So again, yes, he was released and he should be walking out of that courtroom here. And we know he said he's not stepping down, so he's going to be getting back to work. He arrived here pretty early this morning, just before 9 a.m. His arraignment happened at noon. He got here very early, went, and he was processed here in the courthouse. Again, we're keeping an eye on the door here because he should be walking out at some point. What was interesting is, I mentioned when we walked into the courtroom, he was already sitting there with his attorney. He did not look back once. Normally when we enter a courtroom, we'll either see the defendant walked out if they're in custody, they'll scan the room, or if they're already sitting there, they'll turn around, see who's there. He didn't turn around once. He sat there stone-faced. I had a pretty good view of him while we were in the courtroom, and then once he got up to leave, he was wearing a purple tie, he was wearing a suit, pocket square, got up, walked out. He smiled at one of the court officers who was in charge of that courtroom, but otherwise he didn't look at anybody sitting in the gallery. So once again, we're awaiting Mayor Adams to exit the courthouse here and see if he'll speak to anyone.
Alice,
go ahead. Sorry.
Any surprises? I mean, obviously, none of us have gone through this, but you've covered a lot of court cases. Just covering this one and what you've seen today.
Well, Cindy, it's always incredible when we see big public figures here in this courthouse, especially the mayor always talking about his swagger. He's confident. He talks loudly. When he answered the judge, his voice was a little bit lower, a little bit softer, because obviously we're sitting in a courtroom. So it just always amazes me how much this courthouse, these courtrooms really just humble people and put them at the same level as everybody else. So I would say that's what stuck out to me the most.
It's Doug Williams here alongside Cindy Hsu and Marshall Kramer here in the studio. Did you get a sense, or do you have a sense, of what we will see shortly when the mayor exits the courthouse? Are we going to hear from just his attorneys? Do you think by any chance he will make any remarks himself?
So that's the other interesting thing. He was just sitting with one attorney at the defense table. Obviously, when we're at trial, there should be other members of the legal team. We're used to seeing, these chairs all taken at the defense table. So he's just here with that one attorney. We know he will talk to the cameras just like he did yesterday, but will he talk today? We're unclear if he's just going to get in his vehicle and leave. I suspect he would want to stop and talk to the public. He is the mayor of the city, but we don't know what he plans to do. But, no special treatment. He'll come out this entrance just like everyone else has to do if they're, released on their own signature here. So unclear if he's definitely going to speak, but I mean, you can see all the cameras behind me. And again, he held that lengthy press conference yesterday. So we're just going to have to wait and see. No indication one way or the other at this point.
Alice, you know, being there, we've been showing a lot of press. They're from all over the place. Can you paint the scene on what you're seeing outside right now?
Sure. Well, you know, it was interesting. When I came to court this morning, certainly have been here for many high-profile trials. Just last week, we were here for Sean Diddy Combs. And the difference is the security. They have metal barricades, you know, those bike racks you could probably see behind me. They've got them all the way down Worth. I mean, stretching far down there. They've got officers on the corners there. Just pausing for a second because, okay, no, he hasn't exited yet. But anyway, back to what I was saying. They have these metal barricades up and down the street here. They don't normally do that. They have them in front of the courthouse, but not stretching this far. And they do have officers at every corner as well, keeping things, you know, safe and secure. And everyone out here seems to be on their best behavior. I don't at this moment see any protesters or anything like that. Just a lot of media from all over. But again, the courtroom wasn't full. There were empty seats. They did have several overflow rooms, and sometimes people like to go in those because they can come and go as they please. Whereas if you're in the main courtroom, you are locked in there for the entire proceeding. But again, there was at least one empty row and a couple of other empty seats in that courtroom as well. But, you know, if you look out here, I mean, the crush of cameras is really unbelievable. But we didn't see this type of crowd in the courtroom itself.
All right, Alice Gaynor, live for us outside the courthouse. Alice, we appreciate it. We're joined once again by Marcia.
Oh, you know, one other thing. Sorry,
Doug.
I don't think I mentioned, he will be in court next week, October 2nd at 10:30. I believe that's a status conference. So that's the next court appearance will be next Wednesday.
Thank you for relaying that information to us.